Hello everyone, so I just literally seen it there, literally when I was coming home from work there, about the government at the moment, a few government ministers, I think it's 10 in total. But yeah, basically, the money was just resting their cap before they moved it on. But long story short, they've been overpaid their salaries in a lot of cases, these 10 government ministers, up to amount to 30,000. Now, I don't know how you accidentally give somebody 30,000. I think, if I was giving somebody accidentally 30,000, I could say to the revenue too that I'm accidentally giving myself, keeping the 30,000 I should be paying in tax and keeping it for myself. I accidentally did that. I don't think that would work too well for me if I said that to the revenue or to the TV license man. I don't think it would work out too well for Lonely Joe. So I don't know. I can't foresee how somebody can accidentally, take 30,000 extra on the salary. It's the same as Ryan Tubridy that time. Like, surely, you know how much you get paid at the end of the year, etc. Surely you know. So let's be fair, and they know about this for the last 8 months apparently. That this has been happening. They owe the money back and they haven't given it back, and I don't think they intend to give it back. Let's rely on these ministers, but we don't know exactly who it was, of course, but it's probably the usual crowd, the usual ministers. But yeah, that's nice. 30,000 extra. So if you add that all up, we could be talking about €500,000 more than that. So I don't know how to mistakenly give people €500,000, especially ministers and stuff like that. You think they would probably be looking at it because the people who was paying, the salaries of the TDs, etc., the ministers, you think they would notice you were giving them a bit extra here. But it's the same as Ryan Tubridy that time. It wasn't like they were forced. You think they'd be forced. Like when I was on the dole. When I left secondary school, I was on the dole for a few weeks. And they overpaid me one week. I think I told you this before, but they overpaid me by €10 one week. And I noticed them myself. I was going to tell them the next week when I went in to get the money. I was going to tell them, I owe you €10 back. But what they did was they took it out of me the next week before I even told them about it. So they even know, but that was only €10 and they took it back off me anyway. And even though I was going to give it back to them before they even give me the money, I told them, but they were like, oh yeah, it's up in the system already that we give you an extra €10, so we're going to take it off you this week. So there's no such thing as free money for an ordinary person. And of course I was on job seekers that time, just because it was 4 weeks, 5 weeks, about 5 weeks that time when I was waiting for all the documentation and stuff when you're starting the job and stuff and getting connected to the revenue, etc., all that back then. Obviously now it's going to be fruitless because I'll be gone now within the next few months basically. So but for that I had to get it set up when I left secondary school, etc., and then get a safe pass, etc. So that all took time. That took 5 weeks and stuff. But at the end of the day I was only getting something like €100 and something in job seekers and stuff. But I didn't want it. I had to sign up, unfortunately, at that time to the dole office. It was unfortunate because I don't want to be I didn't want to be on the dole. I never wanted to be on the dole. It shouldn't exist any job seekers allowance probably in the way. But yeah, mistakenly, it's an error. It just happened to give somebody 30,000. It is insane to even say that's an error. But yeah. So yeah, let me know what you think. Do you agree with them? Do you think it was an error? It's an error my ass, because let's be fair, the state can do it if they wanted to. As I said, it was only €10. You could have said, oh, well, it's only €10. And especially because I've been working since then, the last 3 years or so. Paying my taxes and stuff, and I don't know where the money goes to, but the money goes into the government and it just goes into the black hole and disappears. But yeah, God knows I probably paid a good few for the last 3 years, and a good bit in taxes and stuff, and to my pension and stuff, even though I probably won't see any hit of that. I'd be long probably dead and buried before I see that. But yeah, we see what happens. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is nothing's by mistake in this country. That's what I was just telling you about that, because there's nothing by mistake. The government knows what they're giving to people. They're not slow. But yeah, mistakenly, money was just resting my car. That would be the fault head excuse they use. But anyway, let me know what you think. Subscribe for more, and bye.